Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Malloy, and this is lecture number 5, The Scientific Revolution. Okay, so while the Renaissance was taking place, and while all those various countries in Europe were becoming countries in the 1600s, we are also going to see some huge changes in how people view the world around them. In fact, once people began discovering new ways of thinking, from the Renaissance, like humanism, and once people began questioning the Catholic Church during the Reformation because of, new ideas from people like Martin Luther, people are also going to begin creating new ideas or theories about the universe, science, and all that good stuff. And people are going to begin questioning their leaders as well, especially those people in the church, because of these new ideas about the universe. So today I'm going to tell you about a revolution or change called the scientific revolution. During the Middle Ages, the church had taught people that the earth was the center of the universe. This is called the geocentric theory. You've probably learned all about it in science class. Well, the church adopted this idea from the ancient Greeks, way back during classical times. The church used the scientist named Ptolemy, that's spelled with a P by the way, but pronounced Ptolemy. They used Ptolemy's theory of the universe, who had in turn borrowed it from Aristotle. Yeah, so the Catholic Church held on to the belief that God had created the earth at the center of the universe. So this was science, and anyone who questioned it risked excommunication or even worse, death. Well, starting in the 1500s, new theories about the universe developed. And these new theories launched a revolution across Europe called the scientific revolution. Old theories like the geocentric theory of the universe were disproven. This new way of thinking was often the result of increased contact between Europeans and the Middle East, where Muslim scholars had been using math to create their own theory of the universe's operation. So cultural diffusion is going to bring about a lot of change in Europe, especially in terms of the scientific revolution. One of the first Europeans to question the geocentric theory, and someone who most likely borrowed his theory from Islamic cultures, was a man named Copernicus. Copernicus charted the stars and figured out that the Earth could not possibly be at the center of the universe. Instead, he argued, the sun was the center of the universe. This was called the heliocentric theory, or sun-centered theory. However, Copernicus was too afraid to publish his ideas because of the before-mentioned punishments for questioning the Catholic Church, and so he didn't publish this until he was on his deathbed. Several other scientists later took Copernicus's ideas and proved them, including a Danish astronomer named Tycho Brahe. Look up the spelling on your word list, yo. It's not bra as in bra. It's B-R-A-H-E. Brahe. Okay. So Tycho Brahe charted planetary movements. One of Brahe's students was Johannes Kepler, who used math to prove the theory of elliptical orbits instead of circular orbits, as the Catholic Church had supported for years. His math helped prove that, the planets moved around the sun, not the Earth. Later on, a scientist named Galileo Galilei made a telescope and further proved the heliocentric theory. Unfortunately, Galileo's findings freaked out the church. Can you imagine if your church had been teaching people something for thousands of years and suddenly somebody comes along and disproves your theory? How embarrassing. The church warned Galileo to stop teaching people these ideas, and naturally he refused, or we wouldn't be learning about him today, because obedient people rarely make history. And so the church put him on trial and told him to recant or take back what he said. And Galileo was like, no way. And the Pope was like, you come to Rome for an inquisition. And the cardinals told him to take it back. The geocentric model is true or we'll kill you, yo. And Galileo was like, fine, okay, I'll take it back. And then, of course, they made him live under house arrest until he died in 1642. In fact, the Catholic Church didn't acknowledge their mistake until 1992. Ooh, anyway. Okay, so all these changes in scientific thought will inspire a new way of conducting research. A new approach to science called the scientific method will emerge. Yeah, the one you use in science class. The scientific method is a logical procedure for gathering and testing ideas. Problem, question, A question based on observation, formation of hypothesis, experiment, gathering and interpreting the data, forming a conclusion, rational steps for conducting research. Yes, that is all from the scientific revolution during the 15 and 1600s. Two scientists who really helped to advance this approach, this whole approach to research, were René Descartes and Francis Bacon. Bacon, making me hungry. Anyway, Bacon was known for conducting systematic research. Descartes was known for his reliance on math and reason. Many modern scientific methods are based on these two individuals' ideas. Other scientists during the scientific revolution include Isaac Newton. Newtons. Oh, sorry about that. My favorite cookie. Yeah, Isaac Newton is responsible for bringing us the idea of universal gravitation, amongst other things. He used math to prove many of his theories. He believed all these theories could be expressed using math. Imagine that, math being applicable to your daily life. So, ideas about science are going to change during the scientific revolution. These ideas will lead to new scientific instruments like the microscope, the barometer. This is a tool used to measure atmospheric pressure. And there were also advances made in medicine and about knowledge, or overall knowledge, of the human body. Eventually, we will see scientists and doctors creating vaccines for diseases by the early 1700s, like Edward Jenner's smallpox vaccine. This was considered the first vaccine, but hey, that's that we know of. There is evidence to suggest that Native Americans had come up with vaccines long before. All in all, the scientific revolution not only changed science, it was much, much more. It helped usher in a period of time in which people began to question authority with proof in hand. And this questioning of scientific principles is going to usher in another revolution, but this time a political one, as people begin questioning absolute monarchs' divine right to rule. Thanks for listening. Bye.